Hello and good evening. Today it is Saturday, August 1st, 2020. And for this video today, I will be discussing the alternate uniforms that we will be seeing in the 2020 NHL postseason. So as you can see here, I'm showing you a photo of the Flames throwback alternate uniform. However, regarding the Flames, I want to get back to them later on at the tail end of my video today. So where I want to start is I want to start with the Arizona Coyotes. So they have actually elected to wear their Kachina throwbacks as their designated home uniform for the duration of the time that they are in the playoffs this season. So for as long as the Coyotes are in the playoffs, when they are designated as the home team, they will be wearing their Kachina throwbacks in lieu of their regular Sedona Red home uniform. Now, considering this is the first playoff appearance of any kind for the Coyotes in a long time, since before they switched to their current uniforms, actually at the tail end of the Reebok Edge era, in fact, now that they're finally in a playoff appearance of some sort by making the qualifying round of the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs this year, they're actually not wearing their Sedona Red home uniform at all. They've decided to sub it out for their Kachina throwbacks as soon as they had a chance to participate in the NHL postseason. And in my opinion, that's a very interesting decision. Why? Please let me explain. Recently, when they've introduced Taylor Hall and Phil Kessel as new players for the Coyotes, they were presented the Kachina throwbacks instead of their home jerseys. Or instead of their home jersey, my bad. Also, a lot of their promotional material has been using the original Peyote Coyote logo instead of their longtime Howling Coyote primary logo. I've even seen multiple post-game interviews before the pandemic shutdown where the players had the black backdrop behind them with the original logo instead of their primary logo. So with them now wearing the throwbacks at home for their home games in the playoffs, designated home games to be specific, that in my opinion basically confirms that the Coyotes are, that it isn't a matter of if they will go throwback or go full-time retro. To me, I think it's only a matter of when. And I recently was watching a clip where Matt Merrill, one of the lead designers for Adidas, was recently saying that he and his design team have already been working on new alternate designs or jersey designs for the 21-22 season. So if they're already looking that far ahead, I would be surprised if they couldn't find a way to get new uniforms ready for the 2020-21 season. Now, this is where I now jump in and say that, hey, there are some changes that are already going to be happening for sure. Number one, the Ottawa Senators are supposedly going back to their original 1992-93 or around 93-94 uniforms, because the very first black jersey in Senators history was actually had red numbers instead of white numbers. So I would be surprised if the Senators went with the original red numbers on a black jersey. I would be surprised if they ended up doing that, which I don't think they will. I think the numbers on their new home uniform, which is still yet to be unveiled as of the filming of this video, I do think it will have white numbers instead of the red ones that they had when they first joined the NHL back in 1992. So that change has already been confirmed. Another change that will be made, as far as I know, is the Los Angeles Kings will be updating their logo on their home and away jerseys to have the extra outline on both jerseys, just like their third jersey has now. Those are the two changes that I know of. But with the Coyotes, I would be shocked if they did not go full-time retro by the start of next season. I mean, with the ongoing pandemic, it is possible that maybe the change gets delayed an additional season, but if they're already working on designs for the 21-22 season, well, here's the thing. They've already got their designs figured out for next season. So I'm sure that the Coyotes are probably going full-time retro by the start of next season. I would honestly be shocked if they didn't, especially seeing how popular the Kachina throwbacks have been, not just in Arizona, but with fans across the NHL. So now moving on to Carolina. For the second postseason appearance in a row, they are wearing their third jerseys as their designated home uniform once again. But this season, they will be wearing their new away uniform for their away games. So, in my opinion, I gotta be honest, I really did like the idea of Carolina doing something different with a word mark on the front, but going with a nickname instead of your full team name on the front, that is a no-no for me. And another thing, the red word mark makes the jersey exceptionally boring. And I'm honestly not a fan of their new away uniform at all. In fact, I don't like it. And the sad part is if they had their regular primary logo on the front or even their third jersey logo on the front, I actually think it would not be a bad jersey at all. I love the simple traditional design. I love that they've made the Storm Square striping more prominent again on their away uniform, and it's much more prominent on their away jersey than it is on their home jersey, if I remember correctly. So those are all big positives. But, with Carolina, I just feel that their new away uniform is too damn plain. And what frustrates me is that if they just put their regular primary logo on the front, it would actually be a decent design in my opinion. But I also am not a fan of the decision to go with red player names and numbers instead of black. I also feel that was a bad choice on the Hurricanes' part. And you know what else? The sad thing is, in my opinion, is that if they would have just made the word mark on the front, the Canes word mark, black instead of red, that design would be so much better. I don't mind having word marks on the front of jerseys. Diagonal word marks, I mean. It's when you do it the way that the Hurricanes have done it, with a nickname on the front, and with it being red, and being a jersey that's way too red heavy, in my opinion, for a team that's red and black. In my opinion, their new away uniform is just too damn plain, and that red word mark on the front really makes that jersey quite mediocre, in my opinion. Where if the team was going with a strictly red and white design, okay, whatever. It would look a lot worse without the black, in my opinion. But for the Hurricanes, if that word mark on the front was black, it would give that jersey far more contrast. The black would complement the red far better. And in my opinion as well, I think they should have made the player names and numbers on their away jersey black. And they should have made the Canes word mark black as well, with two red storm squares inside the C, where they could actually stand out. That would have made their away jersey way nicer. And it would have made it worth having, in my opinion. Now, as soon as they can get rid of it, folks, I want it gone. I think it sucks. And if you're a Hurricanes fan, I'm sure you're not going to like me saying that, but that's how I feel. I think their away jersey sucks, and to be honest, I'm not a fan of their third jersey either. And I feel that the only jersey that they have that's worth a damn left is their home uniform. And by the way, I am not talking about their Whalers throwbacks here. I'm talking about the actual Hurricanes jerseys and their rotation. Their home, their away, and their alternate jerseys. And, is their alternate absolutely terrible? In my opinion, no. But it's not my favorite either. And I don't like that they've been wearing it as their main home uniform. So, and I'm sure people will disagree with me on that too. And if you do, you do. I respect your opinion. But, the thing is with Carolina, Now their away jersey, all three of their jerseys have a different type of crest on the front. Their away jersey has a nickname word mark on the front. Their home jersey has their longtime primary logo on the front. And their third jersey has the new hurricane flag on a hockey stick logo, with the 2 storm squares instead of the one from their old third jersey logo. But also, speaking of their third jersey logo, it is now the shoulder patch on their away jersey. Their away uniform absolutely does not have their primary logo on it at all. On the shoulders of their new away uniform is their third jersey logo. I mean, I'm starting to wonder, could Carolina be planning on a new red home jersey that uses the new third jersey logo? With the way things are going, it would not surprise me. I've also heard that Carolina did elect to go with their third jersey at home last season because it had a better winning record than their home jersey did. So, could Carolina still be being a bit superstitious here? Sure. I mean, do I think it's possible that a lot of fans prefer their third jersey? That's also possible too. But in my opinion, the only main jersey they have left that's worth a damn, in my opinion, is their home jersey. I mean, if their away jersey had a black Canes word mark, I actually think, or with that and black numbers and player names on the back, with the player names in black instead of red, I think that their away jersey would actually not be too bad. And I know a lot of people don't care for the word mark on the front instead of a logo. If they would have done that, that would have been better. And another move that I think would have been a big improvement too would have just been putting their main logo on their away jersey as well, with their new third jersey logo on the shoulders, with the player names and numbers in black instead of red. Or they could have even had the player names and numbers in red, and that would have looked better with their primary logo on the front. But I don't know what Carolina's thinking these days. In my opinion, they've made their identity a mess. And I know I have not talked much about the Hurricanes' new third jersey and away jersey on my channel. And this is really the first time I've really discussed them in more thorough detail. But I gotta be honest, folks. I mean, I'm fine with their third jersey as a third jersey, but I don't think it's good enough to be a home uniform. And I think that the Hurricanes' identity has become far too bland in recent years. I'm not gonna lie. Now, have they made it a little bit better? I mean, their home jersey was a big upgrade over what it replaced. Their new third jersey is definitely new and creative. I applaud the Hurricanes for being creative and trying something new with it. But I'm still not a lover of it. I'm not going to lie. And their new away jersey, I mean, I thought their last away jersey was actually quite decent. I mean, I wanted to actually see them just make the waist striping match their home jersey and leave the rest of it alone. I think that would have been really good too. But nope. They decided to basically go with the same striping style as the 2002 Team Canada Winter Olympic jersey. And thankfully, they've added the Storm Square striping inside the striping of their away uniform again, which is great. They should have never gone away from that, in my opinion. But now their away jersey is super, super dull. In my opinion, the red word mark on a red heavy design with the primarily red striping on the waist and on the arms, in my opinion, was a poor choice. Piss poor choice. If that word mark was black, I think the contrast there would have been far nicer. It would look so much better. And that would be a design that, honestly, I could live with for a while. But with a boring, plain red word mark, I think the Hurricanes absolutely did a disastrous job with their new away jersey, to be quite frank. But now, moving on to the Calgary Flames. I'm going to try to wrap this video up here in the next 4 to 5 minutes. But with the Calgary Flames, last season they actually elected to wear these beautiful throwbacks at home. So now it looks like for the 2020 qualifying round against the Winnipeg Jets, which coincidentally that does begin tonight, later tonight as I'm filming this. But with Calgary, so far it looks like they will be wearing their home and away uniforms instead of their throwbacks. So is this maybe a case of the Flames being a little bit superstitious, seeing that they had a disastrous result in the postseason last year, being knocked out in the first round by the Colorado Avalanche when they were projected to be likely to go on a decent playoff run? Well, that's possible, but I have been seeing some things online where, and I'm not going to really go into a whole lot of detail on this because at this point, unless something more significant is confirmed, what I'm about to share here is nothing but rumor and hearsay. But in my opinion, I think it's actually legitimate. But recently, I have heard that supposedly the Calgary Flames wanted to wear both their throwback alternate uniform you see here, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'm biased, but still, they're absolutely gorgeous Heritage Classic throwback uniform as their full-time away uniform for the qualifying round against the Winnipeg Jets. I have heard that the Flames supposedly requested to wear their throwbacks home and away for the postseason this year, but supposedly the National Hockey League denied their request. So I find this interesting. So if Carolina can have permission to wear their third jersey as their home uniform for the playoffs, and if the Coyotes can have permission to wear their Kachina throwbacks as their home uniform for the qualifying round and for the playoffs as a whole as well, why was Calgary denied permission? If they actually requested this and this rumor is true. Personally, I think it is, for the record. I would be shocked if Calgary did not elect to at least try to get permission to wear their red throwbacks at home again. Their throwbacks have been extremely popular, and in my opinion, they completely blow away every uniform design the Flames have had since the mid-1990s after they initially retired these uniforms. I feel that their original 1989 Stanley Cup winning uniforms absolutely blow away every uniform design they've had ever since. And I know some people prefer the 04 era Stanley Cup run uniforms, and if you do, I respect your opinion. But in my opinion, their original throwbacks you see here and here completely blow those away. And in my opinion, it's not even close. Now, would I be against Calgary bringing back their 04 Stanley Cup run home uniform as a third jersey at some point, or a fourth jersey? I would not be against it. And I would be happy for the fans who do prefer the black C on the front to have that as a fourth jersey or even as a third jersey. I think it would be fine as an alternate. But you know what? As their full-time home and away, I've been saying for a long, long time on this channel that I feel the Flames should go full-time retro. Their throwbacks are some of the most beautiful uniforms, in my opinion, and I love them. In my opinion, I don't understand why people prefer the black on the Flames uniforms and the black C. I think they don't even come anywhere near close to being as beautiful as these. So, in my opinion, are these little rumors that the Flames wanted to wear full-time retro true? In my opinion, I would be shocked if they weren't. So, here's what I think. I think that probably what ended up happening, and I could very well be wrong. This is just what I think, but I would not be shocked if the Flames made this request, then the NHL denied their request, and the Flames did not have enough time to at least get permission to wear their throwback third jersey as their home uniform for the playoffs. So, if this rumor is true, here's what I think. I think that Calgary goes full-time retro next season. Even though Aesthetics has, if I remember correctly, posted on the Jersey Watch portion of his site that the Flames are still keeping everything the same next season. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I actually think that Calgary surprises everybody and goes full-time retro next season, alongside the Coyotes, and also alongside the Ottawa Senators. And another change that I did forget to mention earlier in this video as well is the Buffalo Sabres. They're basically going back to royal blue next season. Whether they go back to their retro uniforms full-time or if they do something new more along the lines of their 2018 Winter Classic sweater. That is still to be determined as of the filming of this video. But we will have to wait and see what happens. But in my opinion, if this rumor is legitimate that the Flames did supposedly make a request to wear full-time retro for the playoffs this year in 2020, and it was denied, I would be shocked if the Flames don't go full-time retro next year. And I've been saying it as far back as March of last year, that if the Flames, because I had made a video stating that the Flames are going to wear full-time retro at home for the playoffs last season when they lost to Colorado in the first round. I said that I think that what could be ending up happening long-term is that in the 2019-20 season, the Flames bring out the white version of this uniform from the 80s for the Heritage Classic. And what did they do? They did exactly that, eh? So now that they've done this, I think that this is now the beginning of the end for their current home and away uniforms finally. I think the days of the Black Sea and their ugly Reebok-era uniforms with the additional good tweaks that were made for the 2017-18 season when they switched over to Adidas instead of Reebok, those changes have been good. But I think that the final change will finally be the Flames going full-time retro by the start of next season. Now remember, until something is official, I very well could be wrong. But anyways, folks, if you did stick around for the duration of this video, I hope you did enjoy it. And as I say at the end of every video, until next time, take care. And as always, bye for now.